Please welcome Jahlil Shabazz, a longtime HEAF student.
Good evening. I am Jahlil Shabazz, and I have been a part of the HEAF family for the past decade. I started in the 7th grade. When I think back on how I joined HEAF, it was really just me following the crowd and trying to hang out with my friends after school. I never would have thought that the resources and support that I received would push me so far and keep me in the program for what has now been half of my life. Previous to entering HEAF, I was a good student, but I lacked the drive, focus, and hunger that it takes to really become a great student. HEAF had the essentials that put me on the other side of that threshold. The academic programs kept me sharp with math and English classes that reinforced what I was learning in school, but shaped the material in a manner that was more contextualized and thus was more fun. Plus, the standardized test preparation for important exams like the SAT was something that I wasn't getting anywhere else. Simultaneously, other programs like youth development challenged me to consistently think about my world critically. As my peers and I grew from children to young adults, we began to talk about topics like our social identity and how we see the world and how we see ourselves versus how the world sees us, and thus how we should conduct ourselves in order to lead our world to a greater tomorrow. Plus, that world, my world, was expanding as I learned about the issues that persist in other regions through initiatives like the Learning for Social Impact trips. With HEAF, I had the opportunity to learn about and visit Northern Ireland, New Orleans, Bakersfield, California, and Botswana, and have been able to take a closer look at the cultures, the peoples, and the concerns of their societies. I remember my first time in a foreign country with HEAF when we went to Northern Ireland to study the reconciliation process between the Protestants and the Catholics after an era of civil unrest known as the Troubles. First off, the preparation for the trip was the most intellectually rigorous I had ever done as a high school freshman. And for good reason. We were getting ready to interview esteemed individuals like the Prime Minister of the nation, and it was worth it. It was a reality shock to see physical walls standing between neighborhoods. And it was the biggest burst of hope to meet youth from both sides of the walls, eager to meet each other and eager to meet us. This one time during a trip to an art museum about the Troubles in Belfast, an instructor and I explored the neighborhood a little to get some pictures of a mural we saw. On our way back to the bus, however, we were greeted by a group of kids throwing eggs at us from a balcony. We were fast enough to avoid the aerial attack, and the thrill of the moment excited the entire bus. But when we decompressed, we were forced to face the reality of the situation, about the nature of being an outsider in a hostile environment, and how to react to ignorance with knowledge, understanding, and optimism. HEAF taught me what the real world can be like. These trips helped me to become clear about how vast the world is, and that there's a girth of learning opportunities that lay within. HEAF prepared me to grasp a hold of which paths I wanted for myself. Come to HEAF, go to college was chanting through the hallways of the 10th floor of the Teresa Towers when I was coming up. The HEAF team is on the front line with students, from taking us on college tours so that we know of all the institutions that exist, to assisting in constructing our college list with safety, target, and reach schools. They pushed us so that we can apply ourselves so that we would go to the best schools we could. Then, we celebrated our acceptances with cowbells ringing from the College Quest office. Now, the slogan may have changed, but the message has always been the same. If you come to HEAF, you will go to college, and in most cases, a competitive one. Today, I stand before you as a graduating senior from Temple University, double majoring in African American Studies and Spanish. I must earnestly say I would not be in the place that I am in my life had it not been for the power of ambition that HEAP helped to instill in me. Looking forward to possible careers in law or theater, I know one thing. I know one thing, and that is that I can become anything that I put my honest work towards. This concept is what the sincere staff at HEAF helped me to see. Whether it was through team building retreats or just joking and daily conversation, they earned our trust and continuously showed us that they really cared about us. The real beauty of HEAF is the safe space, the home that it became for myself and many of my peers. A home we know we're always welcome to come back to. So, on behalf of myself and the students at HEAF, I would like to say thank you, HEAF, and thank you all for being here tonight. Have a good night.